God becomes flesh, takes away our sin. 3 days later, you have a human body that's energized and standing back up on the earth. Folks, I'm 70. I've read the Hindu religion and the Islamic religion and the Shintoist religion and the Buddhist religion. I've read them all. You say, anything come close to this? Not even close. Now look, if you're an atheist, do you have a better idea on how you can escape the grave than the resurrection of Jesus Christ? It's the only way I know of any of us are ever going to escape. If there is no God, folks, we're never coming out of the ground, ever. Unless you have some information I don't have. Well, get up and state your case. What are you going to do about your funeral and the grave you're going into? I'm trying to get America to see that God has done it all for us. In a 3-day period, removed all our sin, guaranteed we can be raised from the dead. I'm fired up about it. You say, Phil, were you a low-down heathen at one time? For 28 years, I had never even heard what I just told y'all. Never heard it. When I heard it, I'm like, whoa, ho, ho. There's a lot more to that than I thought. You say, what happened to Jesus? He went back into heaven, sat down. You say, why? The blood that removes all your past sins, it's there 24/7, constantly cleansing you of any sin you will ever commit while you're on the earth. You're like, all my past sins removed? Bingo. No future one counted against me? Bingo. You say, what am I to do? You're to repent. When's the last time you heard someone in the news media say a word about sin or repent? You never hear it. And I'm looking to the right and left and I'm thinking, we're one of the most lawless places on the face of the earth. But no one ever talks about sin. Everyone who sins breaks the law. In fact, sin is lawlessness. We forgot God as a nation. They ran him out of Hollywood. They ran him out of the news media, mainstream news media. He's not there. They ran him out of our education system. A 5th grader can't even thank God for the food she's fixing to eat. Can't do that. Nope. They ran him out of Washington, D.C. You're like, we've run him out. Got to bring him back. By the way, when old Phil here met Mr. Trump earlier, you said, what did old Phil do? Old Rob here had written down an arrow coming down out of heaven, and he had written above it, I wrote this down there on the riverbank. I wrote down there 1 AD, arrow coming out of heaven. I had a cross there. I wrote it. I didn't say a word. I just wrote it. 1 AD, arrow, God becoming flesh. I drew a cross where the blood was shed for our sin, and I put a tomb where they put him and where you're going, and I had an arrow coming out of that tomb. He beat it. He beat death. You say, did you show Mr. Trump that? What do you think? You better believe I showed him that. You know what I said? I said, Donald, don't miss this. I said, we need God on our side. I was just trying to give him some encouraging words. And I also told him, I said, if you really want to see something wild, I said, film it, Donald. Film me baptizing you. I said, the left-wingers will literally go crazy. And I said, in the evangelicals will swarm you like a mighty throng. Right? Because then we would know we have God on our side. So I'm only saying that right now in front of you because I know it will get to Donald Trump. I'm hoping he will do that. So you say you did your job, didn't you? You got to remember, God calls people for different tasks, ladies and gentlemen. You say your task. So are you some kind of preacher? Do I look like a preacher? I'm not near slick enough for a preacher. By the way, you know I'm not a preacher. You know why? I'm not passing the hat. I'm already rich. So money is not what I need out of you. You say, oh, you have all that. Yeah. I'm just trying to help America go back to her roots. The great orator Patrick Henry said, it cannot be said too strongly or too often that this great nation was not founded by religionists, but by Christians. And then he said, in fact, this nation was founded on the gospel of Jesus Christ. One of your founding fathers, Patrick Henry, said that. Well, you just heard what he was talking about. I just gave you the gospel and the response. Repent. Go to the river. Let someone baptize you. You're added to the kingdom, and you'll get off planet Earth alive. I don't see the downside of loving God and loving each other. Do y'all? Let's give that a whirl for a while. I love you.